Today I'm going to show you how we can manage to get everything we need in a very small kitchen. We live in a mobile home, which I love, but the kitchen is small. This is our pantry, and as you can see, you can't really get more than one can deep on each shelf. So this is where we keep anything in can or bottle, and anything glass or heavy goes on the floor. We have this cabinet, and in this cabinet we have things like extra dishes, the dishcloths, table mats. When we first moved in, when we looked at the house, there was a big hutch here, and we didn't even know that this window was behind the hutch. So it really worked out well that we have the small cabinet because it lets more light in. I have a little empty jelly jar here, and as you can see, we keep change in it. There's no pennies in this jar, and when this is full, this will hold between $35 and $40, and that's a great way to save change. And because there's no pennies in here, we have the penny jar over here. That's starting to get full too. This is just a unit from Walmart. It was between $10 and $15. Someday I'd like to have a cabinet in this corner that has doors on it so all this stuff is out of sight. But right now, this is stuff we use. We have the dog food down here. We have some bird seed for the birds outside, some empty tins for storage. There's a couple of appliances on the bottom. And up here, I have some empty jelly jars because I use them for storage as well in the refrigerator for things like onions, so that I can chop up the whole onion, put the excess that I don't use in this jar, and then the refrigerator will not smell like onions. The only thing I do, and you probably can't see it, I have an O on the top of the lid because even though the glass won't take up the onion smell, the lid will. So I have one for onions, one for garlic, and one for ginger. The two appliances we use the most, we keep out, that's the popcorn maker and the iced tea maker. Now, I wouldn't have bought an iced tea maker for myself. This is a Mr. Coffee iced tea maker. But in 8 minutes you can get a gallon of tea. It'll be warm, but you could throw ice cubes in right away, and it only uses 3 tea bags to make a gallon. This little stool came with the house, but we store our bottled water underneath, and I know that's an expense, but it's a luxury I really like because I can just grab a bottle or two and take it with me to work. And this box, just a cardboard box that I put some contact paper around. When we're done with newspapers or flyers, it goes in there, and that will be our recycling bin. We have a beautiful bay window. I have my radio up there. We have, as you can see right now, Christmas cards because it's Christmas season. And we have our Christmas tree. We got that at the Dollar Tree. And one lady at work made this lovely angel that's just perfect for the top of the tree. This goose planter I got at a flea market for 25 cents. And I went ahead and painted it blue, but I watered the paint down quite a bit because I wanted the distressed look. This helps us organize because any bill that is not paid goes in here so that we know what still needs to be paid. Now, because we have such a small pantry, we have a bin with some food in it. This is the baking bin. In here I keep flour, sugar, brown sugar. I have, for the sugar and rice, these lovely clear glass canisters. I love them, but I do have to use some of the plastic ones as well. And this is where all the baking stuff goes. I also have oatmeal and the rice in here. And then under the table, I have one more bin for the food, and in here I have things like the ramen and pasta. And you'll notice that I keep everything in either Ziploc or press lock bag because these boxes are not really they're not really airtight, so I just think it keeps everything fresher, longer. Things that are older are on this side of the bin. And I also have these jars. It's empty right now, but if I buy a box of crackers, I can get all 4 sleeves of the crackers in here, and the other one in the back is for longer pasta, things like spaghetti, vermicelli, things like that. We have a small refrigerator, but I also try and keep this organized. In here, bottom shelf is for ice cream and the meat. Top shelf is for bread, because I freeze my bread, and any kind of vegetables. I also freeze butter and cheese if it's on sale. You can see I have some containers for leftovers from last night. And there used to be, right under here, a drawer. And it was supposed to be for cold cuts. And I used to keep the eggs in there. But it really got in the way because we couldn't put tall things on that side of the refrigerator. So now I just keep the eggs over here. I just tear off the top of the carton and leave them in the in their little thing that they came in, and I can just grab them whenever I need them. We have small cabinets. Like I said, this is a mobile home, and these are very thin. My biggest frying pan will not fit through the door of these cabinets, so it lives under the kitchen sink. The top shelves are for I have these are glasses. I call them glasses, but they're really plastic drinkware because I tend to break glasses. Plasticware in this one, and in here, where my dishes are, I had an old cooling rack, and I put that in here so I could put my big dishes underneath, and I have another shelf. The stove actually came with a bottom drawer, which is storage. So I have a big roasting pan in there. And like I said, under the sink, these are the biggest drawers here. So I have oversized bowls, like that's for popcorn, and the big frying pan is on the bottom. I can also hang the dish pan on the inside here so that it frees up some counter space. And that's it. That's how I try to keep everything organized in this kitchen. We have, this is where, saran wrap or plastic wrap and tin foil. I also keep some of these. These are lids from when I get the yogurt that I buy, and we can use them for either, a glass coaster, but we also paint, my husband and I, so I can use it for a palette and then throw it away if I don't need it. This is the junk drawer, which I would be ashamed to show anybody because it is junky. And that's it. I hope you got some tips on how to organize a kitchen. One more thing, I have some canning jars, and they're also great for storage. And here's the garlic that I was telling you about, and this one happened to sprout. So come the spring, maybe we'll just plop it in the garden and see what happens with that. Have a great day, and God bless you.